Welcome to the Cenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Okay, let's unpack this. We're living in a world that is just, so fast-paced.
It really is.
And chronic stress isn't just a nuisance anymore. It's a systemic problem. It's like the emergency button on our biology is just stuck.
Constantly pushed.
Yeah.
It hits our quality of life so hard, and it's driving this huge shift in how people, and maybe you listening, are looking for relief.
For sure.
Yeah.
People are moving beyond just the immediate pharmaceutical fix.
Right. They're looking for gentler, more holistic, plant-based alternatives.
Exactly.
So our mission today is to do a serious deep dive into the sources you've all shared. We're going to cover the traditional use, the modern scientific backing.
And critically, the practical methods. How to actually prepare and use these key herbal remedies.
Yeah, we're not just listing facts here. We're trying to extract the fundamental mechanisms so you can be genuinely well-informed on this whole movement.
And what's so fascinating in the sources is this dual intent. People are seeking both deep education and practical, accessible solutions.
Things they can use today. Right. It's this powerful convergence. We're revisiting ancient wisdom, looking at the calming effects of certain plants.
And finding that modern science, often through rigorous clinical trials, is now validating what healers knew centuries ago.
It's a really exciting time for this.
So before we jump into the herbs themselves, we have to quickly touch on the physiology. What are we actually trying to fix here? Because chronic stress, it's not just a mental state, is it? It throws your whole system, specifically your HPA axis.
The brain-adrenal connect.
That communication loop, yeah.
Yeah.
It throws it into complete overdrive.
And that's where you get the physical symptoms, the persistent fatigue, the tension headaches.
And emotionally, that low, constant hum of irritability, that restlessness.
Exactly. When that HPA axis is constantly firing, it's pumping out high levels of cortisol, our main stress hormone.
Right.
Now, historical cultures, they might not have used terms like HPA axis, but they absolutely understood the need to soothe the system and restore some kind of equilibrium.
And they use plants for that.
For precisely that purpose. The core goal, which these herbs help with, is restoring mental balance and harmony through natural, gentle modulation.
And that idea of restoration, that brings us to our foundation for this first part.
It has to.
The big one. The category of herbs that has just dominated recent wellness conversations.
Adaptogens.
Adaptogens. Let's really clarify what these are, because it's not just about smart herbs or something.
No, that's a bit of a buzzword. They're really substances that increase your body's ability to resist the damaging effects of stress.
And promote optimal function.
Right. But here's the key part. Without causing overstimulation, it's not like a cup of coffee.
That's a crucial distinction.
They're powerful modulators. They help your body normalize its own processes. If your cortisol is too high, they help bring it down. If your energy is too low,
To help bring it up.
yeah, they help the system find that sweet spot, that homeostasis.
And the undisputed heavyweight champion of the adaptogens in all the sources is, without a doubt, ashwagandha.
Oh, for sure. Its renown is specifically tied to that cortisol regulation we were just talking about. When the stress is chronic, when it's just this underlying feeling of being perpetually wired and tired.
I think a lot of us know that feeling.
We do. And ashwagandha helps buffer that HPA axis overload. The sources all emphasize that its primary strength is building long-term resilience.
That distinction is so key. We're not talking about a quick, temporary fix.
Not at all.
The specific mechanisms in the research show that regular intake, and they often cite around 600 milligrams a day in the studies.
Right, that's a common dosage.
It's demonstrated clear, measurable improvements in how people perceive their own stress resilience and just their overall mental well-being.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. For stress management.
So moving on from ashwagandha, we have this fascinating pair of complementary adaptogens. Holy basil, which is also called tulsi, and rhodiola. Holy basil is revered in Ayurvedic tradition. It's not just for balancing cortisol, but often for promoting a profound sense of mental clarity. Spiritual balance, even.
So you choose that one when the stress feels more like mental fog.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
And then rhodiola. This gives us a really fantastic point of comparison, doesn't it?
It does.
Because while ashwagandha seems great for that chronic, deep burnout, The sources suggest rhodiola really excels at combating acute performance stress.
Yeah.
That motivational fatigue.
Yes. What's fascinating about rhodiola is its specific mechanism. It appears to support and optimize neurotransmitter activity.
In the brain.
In the brain, yeah, particularly dopamine and norepinephrine. So it's a great choice if your anxiety is linked to, like, depletion.
You mean like you have to perform, but you just feel mentally exhausted and kind of anxious about it?
Exactly. It gives you clarity and endurance, which is a very different goal from ashwagandha's deep systemic rest.
That clarity is what we need in the daytime. But what about calming effects that don't, kill your motivation?
That's where lemon balm comes in. Melissa officinalis.
It's like the essential daytime tranquilizer.
It is, because it provides these gentle, noticeable, calming effects without causing that drowsiness that nobody wants.
And how does it work?
Well, that lack of sedation is what makes it so popular. The research suggests it works by subtly modulating the GABA system in the brain.
Okay, and GABA is?
Think of GABA as your brain's primary brake pedal. It's an inhibitory neurotransmitter, so it slows down overexcitement. Lemon balm just gently taps that brake.
It doesn't slam it to the floor.
Exactly. It doesn't put the car in park. You typically use it as a really pleasant citrusy tea or, for a faster effect, a tincture.
Okay, so we've covered the adaptogens for building that foundational resilience, the long game and lemon balm, for managing daytime stress while still being functional.
Right.
But stress almost always culminates at the end of a demanding day. So what are the heavy hitters for turning the dial all the way down?
This is where we shift gears a bit. We move to the herbs, focus more on deep relaxation and sleep support. The symptom fixers, you could say.
And the most classic, gentle option has to be chamomile. Everyone knows the tea, but the active ingredient that's doing the work is something called apigenin.
Apigenin, right. It's a flavonoid compound. And it attaches to those same GABA-A receptors we just mentioned with lemon balm, but with a more pronounced effect.
This is like a stronger brake pedal.
You can think of it like a gentle, natural volume dial on your brain's anxiety receptors. It just turns them down.
Which is why it's such a staple for easing restlessness and getting that really restful sleep.
And clinical trials do support its effectiveness, especially for what's known as generalized anxiety.
Okay, so next up we hit valerian root. This one's often marketed as nature's sedative.
It is.
The sources cite it for its potent power in alleviating anxiety and, crucially, for shortening the time it takes to actually fall asleep.
And this is where we really need to dig into the caveats in the sources. You mentioned the research on valerian is, well, it's mixed.
It is.
So the crucial question for you, the listener, is, if the research is mixed, how do the sources suggest you decide if it's right for you?
That is the key. The sources indicate that inconsistency often comes down to two things: the quality of the herb extract and your individual genetic response. A lot of traditional preparations just use the whole dried root, which can be inconsistent. The most reliable studies use standardized extracts.
Which are easier to measure and control for.
Exactly. So if you choose valerian, you have to prioritize quality control in your sourcing. And you also have to recognize that due to genetic differences in how we metabolize it, it just might not work for everyone.
Precisely. It's a high-impact herb, but it does require some careful evaluation. For those seeking something more consistent without valerian's intensity, passionflower often comes up.
Right. Passionflower's main role seems to be alleviating that persistent underlying anxiety. It provides more predictable calming effect.
Yes, compared to the sometimes variable results of valerian, it works reliably on those same calming pathways. And numerous research findings support its use for just achieving a more sustained, relaxed baseline state.
Making it a great foundational supplement for generalized anxiety.
It really is.
And finally, let's talk about lavender. We often just pigeonhole this as a pleasant scent.
We do. Oh, it smells nice.
Yeah, but its therapeutic profile is way more complex. It offers calming effects, but also documented anticonvulsant and even mild antidepressant properties.
Its greatest strength is its versatility and, I think, its speed of delivery.
How so?
Well, you can use it in teas, but its primary effective route is aromatherapy. When you inhale those volatile compounds, they bypass your digestive system entirely.
Ah, so it's a direct route to the brain.
Directly to the olfactory system, which is intimately connected to your limbic system, the brain's emotional center. Diffusing lavender essential oil is one of the fastest ways to interrupt an acute stress response.
It's stress relief on demand.
Pretty much.
So now we know which herbs do what. We have the adaptogens for long-term support and the sedatives for more immediate relief.
Right.
Let's talk application, because understanding the preparation method is vital. It determines potency, absorption speed, all of it.
Absolutely. The sources outline 3 core methods, each serving a really distinct purpose.
Okay, so first up, teas. This is the most simple, the most ritualistic method.
It is. It's perfect for gentle herbs like chamomile or lemon balm.
And the benefit here is really the soothing ritual itself.
Yeah.
The hydration and just a mild, sustained delivery of the compounds.
You're not getting the highest potency, maybe, but you're getting consistent, gentle relief.
Right. And second,
Tinctures. These are concentrated extracts, usually based in alcohol or glycerin.
you'd use these when you need a higher concentration of the active ingredients.
Exactly. For something like the full spectrum of compounds in ashwagandha or holy basil, tinctures offer quick, potent absorption, especially under the tongue.
And they last forever.
A shelf life of years, yeah. They're ideal for potent, ongoing supplementation.
And finally, essential oils. As we touched on with lavender, this method is all about speed and sensory impact.
It's a targeted delivery system for immediate mental relief, used for aromatherapy or, topically with a carrier oil.
And for anyone listening who's feeling a bit hands-on, the sources have great DIY tips.
They do.
The main thing is to always prioritize sourcing high-quality herbs. The method dictates the medium, right? Hot water for teas.
Soaking in high-proof alcohol for several weeks for tinctures.
And dilution with a carrier oil like jojoba for topical use of essential oils.
And this all leads us to a more sophisticated approach, synergy. The research sources are moving away from just single herb use and more towards synergistic combinations.
Because they're designed to enhance the overall effect, right? By targeting different mechanisms at the same time.
Exactly.
So an example for daytime, you could pair the GABA modulation of lemon balm with the neurotransmitter support of holy basil.
And that covers 2 bases. You get immediate calm and better mental clarity.
And for nighttime, for maximum impact.
You could combine the sedative power of valerian root, which hits that immediate goal of falling asleep faster, with passionflower.
Which provides that more consistent, generalized anxiety relief.
Right. It creates a highly effective formula for tackling insomnia that's rooted in anxiety. Combining them just offers a really balanced, deep approach.
Thanks for tuning in to the Cenario podcast. Don't forget to visit Cenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.